This is the beginning of the sewing project for my Victorian skirt. And what I'm going to do before I start doing anything is I'm going to iron my material, which is what I always do. And as I have said, I am doing a sewing course. It is teaching me the basics, sewing and techniques and methodology and things like that for sewing. But this skirt is not part of my sewing course. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start ironing these materials. Now, as I showed you last time, this is the Toile de Jouy. It's a cotton because I love cotton, as I explained in my last video. It's a real lovely cotton and it's a green sage Toile de Jouy. And basically, I've had to buy materials. Now, I know that a lot of people are probably wondering, why am I buying materials maybe? I'm having to buy materials because I don't have a stash of materials at home. I don't have any extra anything. I don't have any materials like this, or so everything that I do have is basically materials that I've had to go and buy. And when I go to my favourite sewing shop and material shop, I do go to there's like a little stool, a little table, and it has all the promotions and scraps and things, and you can actually buy still quite good size material. But you can get it for the fraction of the price. So I do go to that table as well, and I go and have a look, and I do find some interesting things there. But the Toile de Jouy, you're never going to find it in the scrap. So, you know, if you want to find something specific like this, then you do have to pay for it. Actually, you have to buy it new. Now, I really love working as well from cotton because it's a really nice material to use. It's friendly, you know, it doesn't slip all over the place too much. It stays in place and it doesn't, you know, like fray too much on the hems and the seams. So I like to use a nice cotton like this. And this one it's not one of the heaviest cottons that she had, because it's a skirt and there's going to be quite a lot of material. So I didn't want a really heavy cotton, but it's perfect actually. It's just the perfect weight. And I use it all, you know, when I judge that kind of weight and things like that, it's all by eye and by feeling the feel of it basically, and what I'm going to be making out of it. Now, this is my first skirt ever. I've never made a skirt in my life. Like my curtains, I've never made curtains before. And they do have some mistakes. They have some errors on the curtains, but you wouldn't really notice the errors, and they work, you know, they're functional, beautiful curtains. So I'm really happy with how that turned out. And it's just making me want to do more. And I hope you guys are also, all of you who have had material knocking around and curtains waiting to be made, then I hope you're all enjoying making your curtains and just going for it. And because I think we get too worried and we think too much about it and we procrastinate about it. And I did to the point where I just thought, I'm just going to do it. And this project is going to be exactly this, in the same vein, basically, with the same intention, you know, just to do what I've been wanting to do for so long. I have seen skirts like this and similar skirts and things that you can buy, and people make them for you on Etsy and things like that. But super expensive, to be quite honest. And not only that, because I mean, it is worth, I think they look gorgeous, the skirts on there. And yeah, I think they're worth it. I really do. There's no doubt about that, with all the work that goes into it. And the material which is high quality material. I just really wanted to do it myself. That's why I didn't buy one as well. That's another reason. And I just held back and I just thought, no, I'm not going to buy one. I will make one. Thank you to my subscribers and all your lovely comments. I read them, I always read them. It's always nice to get the really nice, positive, kind, friendly, funny, all these nice comments. They're really lovely, so thank you. Now, I can hear some of you say, oh look, she's going to match her dining room curtains. And you're right, I'm going to match my house, but that's fine. I don't think you can ever have too much of something beautiful. Right, this is nearly done. It is 3 meters of material for this skirt, so it's a bit of ironing, and I'm just realizing how much material this is. This is the same size material as one of my curtains, which is hanging up there, but I will be wearing it instead of hanging it. I just couldn't think of anything more exciting. So let's begin with looking at measurements. Now this is a big piece of material. So basically my skirt will be made of 3 panels of fabric. Each panel will be about 106 centimeters by 114 centimeters, roughly. So let's have a look at that. I mean, look at this. This is a huge amount of material. I don't know if you can see this clearly. Oh, it's beautiful. Wow. Oh, it looks lovely in here. It looks nice as a tablecloth. I think it's so big. It's so much material. I think I need to put it on the floor. I need to find a space where I can actually put it on the floor flat, because this table is not big enough. Okay, this is a lot of material. Here it is, laid out nice and flat on the floor, and this is about the best I can do. So I'm going to start measuring it out. I've taken some notes from the YouTube channel that I've been watching called Pour la Victoire, and so basically she says to make 3 panels out of this material, and each panel will measure 106 centimeters by 114 centimeters, and then we will get to measuring the waist and then the length from the waist to the ankles, or however long we want it to be. Okay. I'm actually really nervous to cut the material. I don't want to get it wrong. And I think this is always the trouble when we're, you know, aspiring tailors and creators, and we're working with such beautiful material and things that we love, and we don't want to ruin it. Just have some faith in yourself and go for it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to mark out with some tailor's chalk. I'm going to draw the lines before I cut the material, so I cut nice and straight and I don't make a mistake. And I think that's my biggest fear, really, it's making a mistake, but all should be fine. So I've just realised I need to re-measure these panels because I have 3 meters of material And the instructions that I'm following, the lady that I'm following, she uses 3.2 meters of material. So she's got a bit more than me, and that's why it's not quite working for me. So I'm just going to adjust the measurements. So basically it's going to be 1 meter per panel by 114 centimeters in length. And I mean, that's how nerves can get to you when you're doing something like this, because you're so worried to do something wrong, is that your basic math skills just completely go out the window. But at least I saw it before I started cutting the material. Right, okay, that's my first panel cut. Now the thing that I would like to say is, don't rush yourself when you're cutting material. Just take your time, because you can make mistakes, and I've just kind of made one. Not one that's really going to impact the skirt itself, but just the way I've cut the material. I should have stopped here so I could get one big long strip of material off this big panel, but never mind, it's okay. So this can be reused for another project. I have some ideas for that. And there's my first panel. My first panel done. So here's an example of my first panel. Ta-da! So here are my panels for my skirt. I'm just going to put that to the side. Now we're going to look at the hemming strips for the skirt's facing hems, inner hems. So I'm just going to cut this edging here off, this frayed bit. So we want about 115 centimetres. Okay, so we've just tidied up the edges here, the little frayed edges. And now I'm going to cut some strips here. Right, so her strips are 115 centimetres in length, and she has 3 of these, and then she sews them together. Mine are a bit longer, and so 115 times by 3 is 345. Yes, so it's 345. And I just want to see if I've still got 345 or 300 and I'm thinking 35. It should be fine if I do. So I'm just going to calculate that. I've got, okay, mine are 145. 145 times by 3. So I've got 435, so I've got a bit too much. I've got about 10 centimetres too much. So what I'm going to do is just cut that excess off. Let's rip it, shall we? Yay! Nice little hanky. So now what she does is she pins these all together. Now all 3 of them are done, and make one big long hem, and then we're going to sew them. So here I have actually cut out my own pockets. So here's my templates. I don't know if you can see these very well. So these are my templates here that I've just drawn out. I've measured with my own hand, and I put my hand like this, and I kind of cut out my own template. I've never done pockets before, so this is kind of what I guessed from my course as well, you know, that this is how to do pockets. So this is my first attempt doing pockets like this that are going to be tucked in, basically sewn into the seam of my skirt, hair, like the seam. Basically, I'm going to tuck them underneath, and they're just going to be like nice deep pockets. And then I cut out, I pinned it onto material and cut out my material. So here is now my pocket, and I have actually sewn around here on my machine. I've machine sewn it. Now I'm just going to give it an iron. Because I like everything nicely ironed, give it a good finish. There. So here it is. There's a pocket. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to turn this inside out to make the edges look, hide the edges. I'm just going to turn this inside out now. There. And I'm going to put this inside my skirt. I'm going to sew it in. That's just perfect. There we go. And hopefully that will work out just fine. Update on what I've been doing, because I've been working hours on this, and on the Victoire channel with that lovely lady, she makes it look so easy and quick, but obviously it's not. But I've managed to put some pockets in which look quite funny like that, but they're going to be nice pockets, and I've got two, so I've got two pockets, and I've actually hand stitched those, and I've got no makeup on, my hair's a complete mess. And I don't care because it doesn't matter. But I've hand stitched the pockets on because it was just too awkward on the machine. And now I've actually put the bottom hem on. So basically I pinned the hem on, and I've put it through the machine. And then what she does is she lifts it like this, doesn't she? So this is what she does on her channel. And then she pins it back on, and I think we're going to actually have to iron this part. We're going to iron the hem in so it's tidy, and then we're going to stitch again all along. This skirt is really, really long. I mean, it's wide. This is like a crazy big skirt, isn't it? But hey, I'm gonna trust it. I'm gonna go with it.